Hello, guys. This is Alpha Group, and this is Lee.
This is Steven.
This is Ojusui. Hello. Hi, this is
Okay, so we are trying to help a company which face generation conflict, and we try to use agile methodology and principles to help them. So please listen carefully. It's very important. Maybe not so interesting, but it's important. Thank you.
So I can see there's an intergenerational issue in the company. Um, there is a managing director, head developer, graphic designer, lead programmer, two junior developers who are of different ages. Some are of late 50s, 30s, and 20s. Some focus on mainly doing one project at a time, whereas another person thinks working in couple multiple projects. And some people are feeling difficulty in working for long periods. I can see the team feels there is a lack of communication, and it is affecting customers. Furthermore, who are affected and what are the negative effect will be explained by my colleague.
Yuhan, and I'm going to talk about stakeholders in this scenario. So in this scenario, we have seven stakeholders. The first one is managing director, and second one is head developer. They are all in late 50s, and they prefer to stick to the schedule and do one project at a time. And the next two is called graphic and leader programmer. They are age are between late 30s, and they like to follow plan, but they feel frustrated for their boss because they think they have abilities to work on multiple projects, and they are willing to change projects plan if needed. And we have two junior developers. Their age are between 20s, and they prefer to working on several projects at the same time because they feel boring if they do one project at the one time. So because they have different project ideas on the project management, which will cause less productivity, conflicts with each other, and lack of communication, and cause the impact to the customer and reduce the quality of their final products.
Good afternoon, guys, and I'm Lee. I'm going to talk about what AM approaches we are going to implement and what exact change the company need to make to change this situation. So firstly, as for the agile methodology, we think that there's some principle could be applied for this situation, which is that to put the highest priority to satisfy the customer and deliver working software frequently, and also mention stakeholders and developers, and also make sure they collaborated on the daily basis. And another thing which is very important is that they should hold face-to-face meetings, and the face-to-face communication is very important. And the final approaches and principles which is applied for this situation is that the final working product is the ultimate measure of the progress. And consider consider the above things, we think that the exact change they should make is that firstly, they should stay in communication with customers on a daily basis, because these guys, it seems that these guys never contact to their customers, so they do not get any feedback from customers. And secondly, these guys should deliver working prototype on a daily basis, which means that the prototype should be delivered and should be reviewed and evaluated so that they can know exact what process it is. And the third change is that they should divide the project into very small stages and finish them at the same time or one by one. And this is highly recommended by junior developers and the leading developers, because they think they can hold the project and functions at the same time, and maybe it's more efficient for them. And the fourth is that they should conduct a formal meeting every week instead every month. These guys only hold a formal meeting every month. It is far from enough. A formal meeting every week is more efficient and is necessary for them to communicate with each other well. And the fifth is that they should conduct a stand-up meeting on a daily basis. A stand-up meeting means that they should just come together, and before they start, they should just have the basic agreement of what their project and what their goals today and what they should do today. And the final change they should make is that they should apply a release plan, which means that the release plan should be at which stage and which date the final product or the prototype should be released so that they can also review and evaluate that. So that's it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ujasvi, and I'm going to talk about the risks involved in the approaches we have discussed to resolve the current intergenerational issues and how we can minimize the risks. So, basically, there are mainly four risks, and the first and foremost risk is that meetings can take more time and commitment, and to minimize the risks of the loss of time, we can use agendas before conducting meetings. Second risk is the project cannot be delivered on time, and in order to deliver the project on time, the company needs to prioritize more time for important tasks and focus on simplicity. Also, we need to slack time when estimating the deadline of the project. And the other risk is that customer have less interest in giving feedback for the new products. So in order to resolve that, we can prepare multiple acceptance tests to minimize the risks of the customer unwillingness to be involved in meetings and feedbacks. And lastly, the main risk is unable to adjust to the changing environment, and we need to conduct frequent meetings in order to be able to adapt to the changing environment. And lastly, I want to talk about how we would measure our successes and how it can positively impact the stakeholders. So but as a conclusion, every employees are happy and satisfied, and there have been better communication between employees. And according to the customer feedbacks, there is a customer satisfaction. Thank you.